Hi guys, welcome back to another Cook With Me Saturday on Obsessive Crochet Lady. I'm Amanda. So today I am making my version of shepherd's pie. Here in the States we basically call it shepherd's pie. I know in the UK it is a bit different, but you know, that's what I grew up knowing. So mine is a bit different than some people's, but you know, that's what makes all of our recipes unique, is it's unique to us. I did already prep some stuff so that the video is a little more streamlined and you don't have to watch me cutting up stuff and all that fun stuff. So I have a little bit of butter in a pan. This is going to be for my onions and mushrooms because I love onions and mushrooms. You do not have to have either, but I like the flavor combination for them, so that is what I'm doing. I've been asked for this recipe a few times, so that is one of the reasons I'm doing it. And of course I'm making it for dinner, so you know. So the butter is melting, as you can see. I also have over here a pot of potatoes. I just turned them on so you can see. The pan is just a normal size pan. It is just me and my husband, so I'm making a smaller one today. So I'm using less potatoes, using the same amount of meat and onions and mushrooms, but less potatoes. Okay, my butter is melted. And take my onions that I just sliced, put those in there. Get in there. There we go. And you want to brown these a bit before you put in your mushrooms. So that, you know, because the mushrooms won't take that long to cook. And I use just a regular white onion. You can use whatever onion you have, sweet onion, all that stuff. So there's that. My onions are going away. If you hear scratching, well, it's my cat. So you don't need a lot of butter because you don't want it to become greasy. That's why I don't use oil, because it will become a bit greasy. So I just use regular butter. I do use salted butter, but you don't have to. Like I said, I just want to show you guys the basics. You can tweak it to however you like it. This is just how I make it. Like I said, I've been asked for this recipe by quite a few people. So, and I'm not the best at doing videos like these yet, so bear with me. And this is sugar. It helps caramelize your onions. I just grabbed a quarter cup, but you don't really use it all. But it does help caramelize and it gives it a sweetness. That is my secret to onions and mushrooms, to help caramelize them. And I just like the flavor afterwards. You don't want too much because obviously it's a savory dish, not a sweet dish. So you don't want a lot, you just want enough to help caramelize. Caramelize. Sorry, I'm looking for my drink. There we go. You can hear that sizzle. See how it's a bit bubbly? That's because of the sugar and the caramelization. So those are getting there. And now I want to add my mushrooms. You can use regular button mushrooms if you can get them. I use baby portobellos. They have a bit more flavor. I do enjoy. I just cut them up. If you're making it for people that don't like mushrooms, but you like mushrooms, you can cut the mushrooms in, smaller pieces. So, same thing with the potatoes, is if you don't want to peel the potatoes. Sometimes I don't. But if you don't want to, you don't have to peel the potatoes. Like I said, it's really all up to the maker what you would like. But so this is just how I do it. And then I need a bit of salt. Like I said before, guys, I do eyeball everything. A bit of pepper. So that's why it's easier for me to cook with you guys instead of writing it down, because I eyeball everything. And it's just easier to do it that way for me, because that's how I was taught by my mama. That's how she cooks as well, is you eyeball everything. So sorry I'm not the best with the camera. If it is shaky, I do apologize. Okay. So the mushrooms and onions are pretty much done. I'm going to put it in the pan that I'm using. I said I'm making a small one just for me and my husband. So I am going to pause for a minute so I can transfer these, and I'll show you in just a second. Okay, so you see it is in here. Just for a minute, I just transfer it because you will see what I'm going to do. Now, I don't, I just dump the meat back into the pan where the onions and mushrooms were, so you can get that flavor as well. Me and my husband vacuum seal our all of our meat, so that's why it looks like a tube, because we vacuum seal everything. I do use ground chuck. It is a less greasy, less fatty cut of meat, and it's better than just regular ground beef. But like I said, I just use ground chuck. But like I said, you can use just regular ground beef. And I will be seasoning these with salt. And a bit of pepper. Sorry, I'm so shaky, guys. I should have grabbed my stand. I do apologize, I did not grab that. Okay. Garlic powder, like I said. Shake it on. And then, ooh, I'm so sorry for that shake. Oh, I guess I didn't prep some stuff. Sorry. And then onion powder. Had some stuff prepped. I guess I should have did that stuff too. I do apologize. Okay. So that was garlic powder, onion powder, salt, and pepper. That is the base I pretty much use for everything. It just gives it a good combination. Gives it some good flavoring. Okay. And now that my meat is almost brown, what I like to do before it's completely cooked is I drain it before it's completely cooked. So give me a minute, I'll be right back. Okay, so you see the meat before I drained it, it was still pink, but after I drained it, it is now the color it should be when cooked. Because I've noticed otherwise, if I don't do it that way, the meat is overcooked. I just want to get a little bit more of that grease out. You do not want a greasy shepherd's pie at all. And then I add back in the onions and the mushrooms. And to this mixture, I add a can of cream of mushroom soup. If you're making a bigger version, like a version for a lot of people, you want 2 of those. So it will be enough. So give me 1 second. Okay. So I've added the mushroom soup, and you just stir it into it. So I put it back in here so it's hot and the soup will melt into it. At this point I can turn off the burner. Yeah, I really should have grabbed my stand. I'm sorry, guys. I do apologize. I'm new to this, so it's a learning curve, right, guys? Okay. Now that this is all mixed together in one mixture, I'm going to put it in its pan. So hold on a second. Okay, it is in its pan. Nice and smushed down. I have a can of corn. I'm just going to dump the can of corn on there. Switch hands. It's nice and evenly spread, because you want corn in every single bite. So it does have some vegetable in it. You can do any type of vegetable you want in yours. I just prefer corn because it does add a sweetness to it, and I like that. So corn is on, smushing it into the meat mixture so I can lay the taters on top. Okay, that's done. Now I just gotta wait for the potatoes to get done, and I'll show you how I do those. Okay, it's potato time. I got them all drained, and I got my butter here to the side. Should be a couple tablespoons. It's like 5 tablespoons. I don't have very much potato, so don't need much. And then before I smash, pepper, salt, and I also use sour cream. Big old scoop of sour cream. Woohoo! And then it's time for me to smoosh. I use a hand smasher. You can use whatever you would like. Me and my husband like a little bit of texture. There you go, that's the word, Amanda. A little bit of texture on our potatoes. I just want to show you guys that this is how I do it. Let me put you on pause for another minute. Okay, so after the potatoes are nice and smashed, try and get all the potatoes off your masher. There you go. I didn't want it to be too loud for you guys. Okay, now that that's done, I'm going to trade you guys out. Here is this. And then You just take it. Here. I think that's a little bit better. Okay. And then put your mashed potatoes on top. Like I said, I'm not the best at doing these videos quite yet, but this is only my second one. So I hope you guys like it. I smushed the taters into the corners. I'll grab you guys in a second and show you what it looks like. Okay. And by the way, the reason I cubed up my butter, I can't speak apparently. I always cube up my butter before I put it in my potatoes. That way it melts a lot quicker. Because I use room temperature butter for everything, except for when I'm making stuff like this. Because I don't want to take away from my room temperature butter. So this is the taters on top of everything else. You can see the layers in there. Okay. And then next thing is I use cheese. So you can use your favorite cheese, Kobe Jack. Kobe Jack is what I use. You can just use cheddar, whatever cheese fancies you. And then you just put it on top. Nice even layer on top. Make sure you get the corners as well. Okay. Now I'm waiting on my husband to get home. So at the end of this video, I will put a picture for you guys to see what it looks like. Well, a couple of pictures. One to see what it looks like all cooked, and the other when it's cut and you can see the layers and everything. So one last look. That is the Shepherd's pie. There you go. So thank you for joining me today. I really appreciate it. Let me know in the comments below what you thought. Let me know if you try it, if you want to try it, all that fun stuff. I really would appreciate it. Let me know if I can do something better. I know I should have grabbed my stand. I do apologize. I didn't grab my stand. It was wobbling you about a bit. So anyways, I hope you guys have a great day. I hope you enjoyed this. Like I said, I will put pictures at the end, and you can see all that. So I will see you guys in the next one. Don't forget, one small act of kindness. You never know what somebody's going through. Even if it's just a simple smile or a simple hello, that may just be what they need for today. Bye. See you in the next one.